Hello, Shane Ashman again, and this time I'm actually here to show you of my other project that I did for. This is my very first assignment. I had to make a 2D platformer, and this is what I'm showing you basically today. And yeah, I had to fix a few problems. There were a few problems with it with the get-go I had to fix. But even so, I did exactly my best work, but still way better compared to other things I did later on. This is why I'm including this one in my portfolio, and also put it on my YouTube channel. But basically I have a mobile screen, so this is basically the title screen. So let's start this up, and then I go through pretty much the features a bit at a time once it loads. So this is my screen. Basically I had to keep making adjustments to make sure it looks a bit better during gameplay. But in my GitHub version, basically the settings will be slightly different. This is more like resolution, just moving some of these around. But it's basically like pressing buttons. Basically, I added instructions in a separate screen. Also, one of my changes that before was just a regular keyboard and spacebar, but I actually added in a new input system to actually play it. Not so much for my last game I did, but this one is actually a platformer, and platformers are played better with controllers or gamepads and just a keyboard anyway. So, pretty self-explanatory. Let's begin, shall we? But yeah, it's a full-on sprite, and it isn't like the other one. This isn't like the other one where it's just on a loop. This actually has proper frames. So basically my character here, basically 4 frames animation for pretty much most, for running, idle. Jumping is actually just 1, but the others are on a loop more. So as you can see, when she jumps, she actually see her hair moving fluidly to show that it's different. Down on the other hand, there's just 1 loop. Yep, jump here. But yep. She's a bit floaty, but I think it was easiest to help move her and change a person's jump. I also made some other interesting things right here. This is a one-way door. Prove that you can't go back. Obviously that does damage to you. Spikes. Pretty self-explanatory for having to get the spikes to use life. And that's actually a cannonball. This is where I start adding a little bit of variety. I can go up there and quickly beat this level, which actually I'm going to do a bit later. No, I actually want to show off the other side here. I gave the player a bit of a choice here. Basically, you can go up there if you want, or you can go to this optional path here. That's why I changed the colour screen to yellow. I made all the other paths that you can go to, well, the normal path, pretty much this darkish bluish colour, so that way the player can know where to go without me telling them. Yellow path. Yellow usually suggests maybe like something good here, maybe treasure or something else. Who knows? But it's an alternate path I decided to make to basically make things a bit more interesting. Oh, doesn't matter. But yep. So the controls aren't perfect. Oh, see, I died there. Yep, that's what those little C things are for. Those are checkpoints, actual checkpoints. Yes. So when I get hurt, basically I respawn back there. I think it was actually a pretty cool idea. But yeah, you could take this if you want to get back to here, or just hop through there, your choice. Obviously the cannons also hurt you, as you saw. Oh, and I got a game over. Yeah. But basically, I put these bricks here first to give the player know that you have to jump over this to get past it. Like, it's good to give like these sort of game design cues. You pretty much tell the player you need to jump here to get past it and stuff. And now the player knows to jump from there to there. It knows how to jump in general. Then the you have to jump one at a time. This is originally a lot more bigger and taller there, but I got rid of that because it was a bit too boring and cumbersome. Perhaps I could have added other sound effects, perhaps, but remember, this is my very first project I did, so I've come a long way. That's why my micro game is so much better. Yeah, this is like a learning curve I did in Unity pretty much my first year. I did do another smaller project before this. Those were actually the induction assignments. There's nothing to do with it, and there's one that's practice to try and get us to show us how Unity worked, and also to see if we could actually do the course.
That should have stopped us from everything. I should not have been doing experiments. It's too late now. All we can do is hope for the best.
Yep, add a bit of lore. That's basically my voice, but a bit more robotic. Now I could do again. I could just go to that finish line right there and beat the level, or I could risk it all for this really tricky place right here, and I can't go back now. It's one way, so let's do it. I'm going to show the guy the full level anyway. Yeah, as you can tell, this is hasn't really aged exactly the best compared to the other projects, but I still want to show this for my portfolio in general, mostly because it feels the most complete. Well, like my micro game, I literally had to make like one change, basically literally one. I had to make a lot more changes here gameplay wise. And look, that I found the solution for most of my problems are pretty small. And there we go. So you restart the game, or if you didn't do very well, go back to instructions. But yeah, as you can see, I designed the game. Different colorization is the key. As you can see, the blue floors right here indicate that that's pretty much just the regular path you can go to. So they're basically telling you where to go without you realizing, because this is the colours. Whereas all the other ones that are more like reward room, and red signifies like something really bad or dangerous. These tokens are just here just for some extra collectibles and stuff, just for a little fun. The heart, pretty obvious, in extra usually means like health, or in this case an extra life. So that's why I put that there. Treasure is just an extra bonus to get at the end. And also I put that flag right there, because it wouldn't be fair to go back and forth just for that. I just find that kind of boring and cumbersome to go back and forth and all that in the platform, and so that's why I put it there as a bit of a shortcut. That's why I also made sure that when you go into that, you automatically go all the way back to here. Again, thinking a bit ahead there. But yeah, these are pretty much just checkpoints. So if I landed on there, I get a checkpoint, get by a cannon, I get to a checkpoint. It's pretty much the last place where you got hit. So yeah, pretty self-explanatory there. That's what the C stands for checkpoints. And also my moving platforms. I definitely added these in basically for effects. I mean, I don't know many platformers that don't have any moving platforms, so that's why I had those in for the extra effects. Notice that I don't really have any enemies or anything when AI. It's the first game I made, so I didn't try to really do anything like that yet. That's where my obstacles are basically just obstacles and blocks right there. But this is basically the whole time epic I made. And basically I added an extra collider, so that way the player could get hit by the spikes and all that stuff. But most thing I am proud of is that, again, the new input system. I finally feel how that works for me, and I did it in a way to work with keyboard and basically the basic gamepad controllers. Is it perfect? Nope, no way. There's definitely room to get better. But is it outright terrible? I hope not. But again, you actually realise this was my very first game that which was made officially basically for the college I'm going to. So yeah, I definitely did feel like it went a long way from this, because between this and my micro game, I had to make my first 3D game, and oh boy, that was something else. But yeah, that's why I have certain things in different colours, and some things are pretty obvious to a player. I don't need to explain every little thing. These instances are pretty much spikes. You can easily tell. When you zoom in a bit more further away, you can easily tell those are kind of like spikes right there. Point is, then why did I go to there in scene in the game where even though the scene is there. That's because of the camera I've put in. Basically, notice how I transition between each room. That's actually like what they do with Celeste. They actually found a way how to zoom in, transition between each scenes. So each of these actually has its own little scene and stuff. Let's have a look, see. So that's the first room green. So then afterwards, it would automatically to this room and then this room. So it's like its own mini camera. It's actually pretty cool how I did that. How I found a way to do that. It's pretty simple once I figured it out. A bit more annoying going up and down and stuff. But if it was going across instead, it probably wouldn't be as bad. Trick is though to make sure that you make sure that the camera is a camera zooms in all of it. I had to change the camera a bit for the rooms, so those rooms are okay, but those rooms had the same camera zoom, but this one was slightly bigger, so I had to change the camera zoom a bit more right there, the lens. But yeah, and the cannons are basically just there, extra obstacles and stuff. Overall, I feel like, even though this was my first project, I feel like I did a pretty good job, but I know it wasn't exactly my best work. But still, I feel good enough for my portfolio. I actually this is basically showing off the basic game design aspect, so of where to go. And that's why I turned obstacles the way they are, is to actually sort of show the player how to play the game, even though I ain't giving them instructions, just to see what it's like. Again, that's why these squares like this, like a pyramid, forces the player to jump over them so he knows how to jump. And they only have to jump at one at a time and so forth. They're just the right height so that way players can like jump over like most of them and all that. Otherwise they make the whole pyramid kind of pointless. I want to emphasize how to jump properly, so that way you can get the best chance of getting through. But yes, this is my game basically, which explained from a game design view. Next time I'll be going over the assets, and there's a lot more here, including some which I actually decided to not use because I couldn't get them to implement at the time. And I'm glad I didn't bother to do it when I was going through this and looking through, because if I did, otherwise it would have taken way long for me to even basically properly complete this for my portfolio. But anyway, this is Shane Ashman, and hope you guys enjoyed my run through memory lane for my very first assignment for my college. And this is also the last game which I'm going to put in my portfolio itself. Next time, like I said, I will be showing off some of the assets for this game and some of the programs I use. The programs you've probably seen before, which I've explained in my other video, but again, I want to show some of the assets I didn't use and explain why I just couldn't get them to work. But see you guys then.